Mercedes has just unveiled their 2025 contender, the W6, and with it, they've revealed something significant. Something that, had it been addressed sooner, might have completely changed the course of the last two seasons. The team has finally tackled the major issue that caused Lewis Hamilton frustration in his final years with them. But here's the twist. This breakthrough comes just after Hamilton has left the team, now proudly driving for Ferrari. The timing couldn't be more ironic. The issue that had left Hamilton struggling and sometimes questioning Mercedes's potential has seemingly been fixed. But the catch? It came after Hamilton had already made the switch to Ferrari. The big question now is, what was this problem exactly, and why did it take so long for Mercedes to solve it? And how might this impact the team's performance going forward? The W6 was revealed just 2 days before the pre-season testing in Bahrain, marking the beginning of a new chapter for Mercedes. From what we can see, they might finally have found the solution to the problems that haunted them during the past 3 seasons of the ground effect era. The W5 had its moments, securing 4 Grand Prix wins last year, but it also showed plenty of inconsistency, especially in qualifying. Hamilton, in particular, suffered from this unpredictability, often finding himself starting from a low position and having to fight his way through the pack. This wasn't just a minor issue. It was a persistent problem that had been affecting the team since the 2022 regulation changes. Hamilton himself spoke about it on multiple occasions, expressing his frustration with how unpredictable the car was from one race to the next. During the 2024 Singapore Grand Prix, he admitted, "The last 2 years have been tough for all of us on the team. There were weekends when we thought we would do better, but we didn't. And then there were other weekends when we somehow pulled off a win. It was a real roller coaster." For a driver like Hamilton, who has built his reputation on precision and consistency, battling with an unpredictable machine must have been exasperating. He even compared it to playing golf, saying, "It's like playing golf. You hit one good shot and it keeps you going, but the rest of the shots are terrible. It's frustrating, but you keep pushing because you're chasing that one perfect hit." Again, like we had at Silverstone or Spa. Now, as Hamilton begins his new chapter with Ferrari, Mercedes technical director James Allison has revealed that they've finally managed to fix the issue that had made Hamilton's life difficult in those final years. According to Allison, in the 4th year of these regulations, the cars are more mature, so making big gains in lap times is more difficult. But we've focused on improving the areas that held us back last year, especially the W5's tendency to struggle with slower corners and inconsistent tire temperatures. In simpler terms, Mercedes has managed to make the car handle better in slower corners, something that had been a major challenge for Hamilton over the years. This adjustment addresses one of the key issues that often left him frustrated, particularly when trying to extract the most from the car in critical race situations. But the big question now is, what does all this mean for Mercedes in 2025? Toto Wolff, who leads the team at Mercedes, has already labeled this season as the beginning of an exciting new chapter for the team. But this new era will look quite different, as it will no longer include Lewis Hamilton. The team is now moving forward with a fresh driver lineup. George Russell, who is now seen as the leader of the team, alongside the young Italian talent Andrea Kimi Antonelli. "We are entering a new era at Mercedes-AMG Motorsport in 2025, Wolff said. "We're building on the incredible legacy of our team, and we're excited to race with this new lineup. Both drivers have come through our junior program, and that shows our commitment to developing and supporting talent." It's clear that Mercedes is now looking ahead, but Hamilton's departure still casts a long shadow over the team, especially in the early stages of the season. Meanwhile, the W6 has introduced a major change to its livery, with the prominent red branding of Ineos no longer visible on the airbox. While Ineos remains a major shareholder, their branding on the car has been significantly reduced. This has sparked rumors, with some speculating that this could be connected to Ineos's recent involvement with Manchester United. Mercedes has also made a complete overhaul of the W6's aerodynamic surfaces and introduced changes to the front suspension to address the issues that made the W5 a temperamental car. These improvements are aimed at creating a more stable and consistent machine. But the real question now is how these fixes will affect Mercedes' performance in 2025. Will they come out as a top contender, or will it be too little, too late? Another major point of interest is whether Mercedes will regret not addressing these issues while Hamilton was still with the team. If the W6 turns out to be a race-winning car, it would be a bittersweet turn of events. It could also lead to one of the biggest what-ifs in recent Formula One history. For Hamilton, there's both excitement and uncertainty. On one hand, he's found a fresh challenge by joining Ferrari, one of the most iconic teams in the sport. On the other hand, as Mercedes potentially starts dominating again, he might look back and wonder if he made the right move. It could be a painful realization that the car he struggled with in recent years was finally fixed just after his departure. Meanwhile, Mercedes' new driver duo, Russell and Antonelli, have the monumental task of proving that the team is still capable of fighting at the front. Russell, in particular, will need to step up as the undisputed team leader, while Antonelli will face enormous pressure to live up to the hype that has surrounded him since his junior career. On the flip side, Ferrari has been working hard to improve their performance, particularly in qualifying, an area where they've struggled in recent seasons. This could be a game-changer for Lewis Hamilton, especially given how much trouble he had in qualifying throughout 2024. Hamilton's head-to-head battles with George Russell were heavily skewed in Russell's favor, and it led to Hamilton finishing a disappointing 7th in the championship, his worst result to date. At one point, after yet another lackluster performance in Qatar, Hamilton bluntly stated, "I'm just slow." Ferrari, however, has found themselves in a rare position. For the first time since 2017, they had more race wins than pole positions. While their race pace helped them in the standings, Charles Leclerc repeatedly emphasized the need for improvement in qualifying. Now, with a new technical director, Loic Serra, who joined Ferrari from Mercedes in 2024, the team is taking aim at solving this issue. Serra confirmed that the new SF25 has been designed with Saturdays in mind, meaning a stronger focus on qualifying performance. As Serra put it, "We've worked to retain the car's strength on long runs, but we also want to improve its performance over one lap." In Formula One, small margins make a huge difference. If you can squeeze just a bit more out of the car during qualifying, it can make all the difference in securing a better starting position. The real question now is whether these improvements will be enough for Ferrari to challenge for the championship. It's clear that they've been working on closing the gap, but only time will tell if they've done enough to outpace their rivals. With preseason testing around the corner, fans won't have to wait long to find out if Mercedes has truly solved their issues with the W6. But one thing is for sure, if Mercedes starts winning races again, while Hamilton struggles to adapt at Ferrari, it will be one of the most dramatic plot twists in recent F1 history. The narrative of what could have been will be at the forefront of everyone's minds. For Hamilton, the situation will likely be bittersweet. On one hand, he now has the fresh challenge he's been seeking, driving for Ferrari, a team with a rich history and a passionate fan base. But on the other hand, he might wonder whether he left Mercedes too soon, especially if the W6 proves to be a championship-winning car. Meanwhile, George Russell and Andrea Kimi Antonelli will have their work cut out for them. Russell must prove that he's capable of leading Mercedes to victory as the clear team leader, while Antonelli will face immense pressure to deliver on the high expectations surrounding him. The new duo will be under constant scrutiny as they attempt to carry the team forward in this new era. In the end, this season holds plenty of questions for both Mercedes and Ferrari. For Mercedes, the question is whether their W6 is the solution to all their previous problems and whether they can return to the front of the grid without Hamilton in the mix. For Hamilton, it's about whether he made the right move to Ferrari, and whether the team can give him the tools he needs to fight for his next championship. But no matter what happens, this season will undoubtedly be full of drama, twists, and plenty of surprises. With Mercedes now focused on the future and Ferrari making strides to close the gap, the battle at the top is only going to get more exciting. Will Hamilton look back at Mercedes' sudden resurgence and wonder if he left too early? Or will he find success with Ferrari in the end? As always, F1 fans are in for a thrilling ride.